Hey everybody, welcome back to the Garbage Mice podcast. I'm the host who cares, joined by the two guys nobody cares about.
That's
Everybody
me.
does care about our special guest, one Tommy NC 2010. Whoa!
Thank you.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I love those videos of you talking to girls in their car. It's so funny.
I just wish Leafy would bully me again.
Yeah, me too.
Tommy, he just talked to him the other day. Come to think of it.
Talk to Leafy?
Well, I haven't talked to Leafy, I want to say since October, but yeah, I do have a Skype account, and we were talking for a while, but no, we don't really talk anymore. Ever since he left YouTube, he drifted again. And then Tommy and C as well, yeah.
Kind of weird. Like, I mean, I wonder what he does in his off time. He just comes back after, 4 years? Is on
he makes
for
mad
2
bank.
months. And it's true.
He makes mad bank. He's a businessman through and through. Stocks, Bitcoin. Leafy was made to make money. And he's really good at it. And he's one of those weirdos, too. Like, you think he'd be like living large? Like, he's as rich as some of the richest YouTubers. But I bet he has like a 3-room apartment.
Oh, that's what I always got out of it. Like, I figured he still lived with his mom or something and just has millions in the bank.
Yeah, he does. He does have. Well, it did leak. I could talk about this because it was public, but it did leak. I think he had $1 million in PayPal or something like that.
Shit.
And he had $1 or $2 million in PayPal. I think I covered the story in 2017. Somebody had hacked his Twitter account, and they got his dick pics that he sent his girlfriend.
Right.
And they proved that how much money he had in the bank, and he had quite a bit.
Why would you keep $2 million in PayPal? That
I don't
seems
know.
like
Was
the
it,
least secure?
All right,
Why would you send dick pics on Twitter?
No, I was just to his girlfriend. It'd be like me sending.
That's what
my wife,
Snapchat is for.
That's what texting is for.
And by the way, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's PayPal or not. I remember I might be getting. I see so many stories, but I forget what it was. But I still have the folder with his dick in it. Strangely enough, I have to go.
Reactor, you have $1 million in PayPal, don't you?
I used to have 1 million Bitcoins.
And did you buy a pizza with it?
Yeah. Well, no, technically I did. I traded them for an SNES in mint condition.
Oh, cool.
Mint condition SNES for $1 million Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You even screwed that up because if you got a top loading original NES, that thing would be worth like mad bank. You know that? The top loading Nintendo.
$1 million
fixed the spring
Bitcoin.
problem.
Tommy, you
whenever
gotta
it
still
used to-
have some of those, right?
Oh, God,
From
yeah.
your childhood.
Yes. You know when everybody used to blow in the like back guys are fucking too old, too young. Back in the
I
day.
know what you're talking
We
about.
all
Yeah.
had an SNES.
Used
We
to-
know.
Used
No,
to suck
I'm
on your
talking
SNES
about
games.
before that. They used to blow in the cartridge. Remember that whole thing
Yeah.
with the first NES?
Yeah.
All right.
They still do it. You blow on the CD.
You're
Yeah.
you're wasting your time. It wasn't anything with dust in your cartridge. It had everything to do with. You remember, you used to load the Nintendo and push it in and then push down, right, to make it look like it was some kind of fancy VCR.
Yeah.
But what happened over time is the connectors would lose contact. The springs would just weaken over time, and they would lose contact with what it had the contact with. So
I think-
blowing and it had nothing to do with it. You jamming it back and forth 6-7 times was actually the what made it happen.
I think
So yeah,
maybe the gold on the cartridge to make it, connect the circuit.
yes.
It was probably
So yeah,
wearing off.
you're banging it
And
back and forth. You're taking it, blowing it.
when you blow on it, you're like spitting on it very lightly. So
Yeah.
maybe you're like helping that connection.
No, it was just the springs. It was just the springs. It had nothing to do. You could blow your head. In fact, I learned to blow a Nintendo cartridge so well in the 80s and early 90s that I could make it whistle. I kid you not.
Oh shit! Well,
Yes.
listen, like I know you say it doesn't help, but I remember the tradition was not only do you blow in the cartridge, but you actually had to like kind of sweet talk the cartridge and kiss on it a little bit. Really make it your friend, and then it always seemed to work right away.
Oh, you're talking about the SNES games? I thought you were talking about something else.
What were you talking about blowing?
Huh?
What were you talking about blowing?
No, never mind.
Oh, okay.
They
They had
porn
some
for
weird
SNES?
traditions over in the Pool household, huh?
Yeah, we used to put them in the dishes.
Yeah, put the game in the dishwasher.
Did your mom make you do a? Did your mom ever make you like do a math problem before she fed you?
Fuck no.
No, I was talking to Reactor.
Oh, because he's Asian?
yeah, exactly. It was a racist joke.
Wow, Tommy. We don't allow that kind of thing on the show.
I'm sure.
It's weird because it's a cultural joke. You know, Asians focus on mathematical skills over language skills, whereas Westerners.
Yeah,
focus on
I can tell
language.
by the way you talk.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, but that's kind of what it is. It's like they think teach them math, not focused on language. So
I
it's
spoke
kinda
to your
just like
mother.
they're better
I
at
spoke
it.
to your mother once. She's absolutely a wonderful person.
You spoke to Reactor's mom?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I talked to her for a good 30 minutes. One of the nicest conversations.
What was the context?
We're talking about math.
Math and violin.
We're talking about math. We were talking about math and her channel, and she's explaining some of the rule changes at the time that were taking place, like for kids' content, was affecting her because if people had questions with the math problems, they couldn't ask
Reactor's
her.
mom has a YouTube channel?
Yeah, she's
Was I
What?
not supposed to say
she teaches
that?
math and stuff.
Was I not supposed? I did.
No,
I
no,
did a
man.
video. Okay,
Reactor,
yeah.
you talked about it on the show once, I thought, or maybe it was.
No fucking way. I've never heard this before.
I just don't,
I
I
can't
don't really
believe you don't know
advertise it
that.
much because, I mean, hey everyone, you want to learn second grade math? Go check out my mom's channel.
Is Reactor's mom hot?
She's not in the
I
videos.
did. I spoke to
But she
her,
is
and
hot.
I'm sure she's a very attractive, wonderful woman.
Oh, she's not on camera?
I didn't know who was Asian though. No, she wasn't. On
It's a white.
Well, then
they're
who
whiteboard
cares
videos.
if it's not on camera?
She actually
I
yelled.
can't
at
jerk
me.
off to math.
She actually yelled at me, and she was like, "Don't call my son Tim Pool's brother. Chris is wonderful. He's
what's his name?
wonderful." That's what he said. She was great. I really liked her. She struck me as like a kind of a tough Chicago lady. You know, that's the way she kind of came off to me. Somebody who would knew how to handle jerk offs, wise asses like me.
I think Reactors, it probably of all of us, his personal life gets spoken about more on the show than
He ever
anyone
wanted
else.
to.
Well, when you have a celebrity brother, what else are we
yeah.
supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
Your mom, like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get my mom on this show if you guys want to talk to my mom.
I'd
Yeah, you
love to
should.
talk to your mother. Are you kidding me? I'd interview her on my show. I totally want to know what's going on there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll get my mom and my grandma on here.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I'd love to talk to your mother. That would be great.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Tommy,
seriously.
the Tommy C. Mumkey Mom interview.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you could do it. Oh, that would be fantastic. I could ask like really like personal questions, like how your first
Yeah, how
date
big
went.
is Mumkey's dad's dick?
I was going that route, but what does she think of your choice in career? I mean,
She hates my videos and won't watch them, but my dad thinks that they're funny.
Wait, Monkey, didn't you had like your grandma was an integral part in your videos early on,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, my grandma's on board. I got my sense of humor from my grandma. I think it
really?
skipped to my mom.
oh no
It
kidding.
always does.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually planning on doing a video with my grandma again pretty soon,
Hell
maybe in
yeah.
April.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a fun throwback. That she hasn't been on in like 4 years or something.
Yeah, about.
4
Reactor,
years.
you don't want to give your mom's channel a shout out?
I mean, is anyone interested in second grade math?
Yeah,
I am.
I've given Reactor's mom's
I mean, you
channel
can
a
find
shout
it.
out. My other news channel, yeah, sure.
I guess she's good at explaining math. So yeah, it's called Joanne's
really is.
School if you want to check it out.
She's really good. She you could tell like where Tim and Chris get their brains. I mean, I'm not saying that Tim's dad's a moron or anything, but she's quite right.
Oh my god! I will
But
say this.
my dad is a white guy, so
Yeah, how bright could he be? Can't even play basketball.
She's got to work on her thumbnails. I can make some thumbnails for her if she's willing to. Throw in
you want to make
a
all of her
little bit of
thumbnails for her though? Like I would do it too, but
no, I don't think so.
yeah, she's got
Well,
like
Rusty, you're gonna
thousands
make a
of
deal
videos.
like one thumbnail per nude that she sends you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that'd kind of be worth it. Sell them back to Reactor.
I want to see where Reactor came from.
A dark, dark place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's stop talking about Reactor's mom's vagina and I guess move on to a news story. Do we have news stories this week?
Well, all right. So the one that I think is still going on is this stupid ship that's in Egypt. That's somehow in this canal, this like high traffic canal, has turned completely sideways. So the ship is like it's as long as the Eiffel Tower is tall.
Suez Canal,
and then,
right?
Yeah, I didn't know how to say it, so I was trying to skip
Yeah.
over it. But yeah, so what? Like some storm happened, and now the ship is perpendicular, just blocking hundreds of other shipping vessels trying to get by.
Why don't they move it?
I think they're trying. They're like having to dig up a bunch of dirt and shit. And I don't know if you've ever had your car break down in traffic and kind of how embarrassing that is. But
The ship's captain is standing on the side with his hand on his forehead, like, man.
yeah, he's just
I'm
going,
so
and
sorry,
everyone's like,
guys."
come on, move this fucking thing, asshole. He's like, I'm sorry. Sideways for getting it dug out.
We're getting it towed.
I don't really
That's
know how
gotta-
much like something like that even will affect us, but I saw people speculating that oil prices could go up.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what all they pulled.
Well,
through
I mean,
this.
for us, who really gives a shit? Europe,
It
yeah,
could
they're
affect
in
me.
trouble with transportation. I don't see how it affects us here.
I think it could affect me because you got your oil and stuff with the Panama Canal, Suez Canal. I think covers Europe, if I'm not mistaken, right?
How you
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
man.
I'm saying, yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
It's going to affect your area.
Well,
What
I
kind
got
of
mom and
schedule
Marco.
do you work on, Tommy? Like if you're having to do streams and run a show with people
Mm-hmm.
over here in the States, then are you just up at crazy hours
Oh, well-
as your normal workday?
Well, it's funny. We just moved. We found like this beautiful house for the same amount of rent we were paying, like when we were living like the city in Wiesbaden. I have a backyard. I even have a chicken coop.
Nice.
If you believe that shit. And one of the reasons we moved is that the neighbors had, after we had agreement, like filed a complaint. So I had to pull back all the shows at to almost afternoon, almost like
Because you
lunchtime.
scream at the top of your lungs every stream,
Yeah.
and it was 3 in the morning.
that
Well,
why
we
Twitter
had like
banned
an
you too?
agreement, but what we like for years they said they had a problem with it in 2017, right? And that's just about the time we first moved in there. I got the job unpaid, and then we moved, and I didn't get fired. I left, but I ended up leaving right before we moved to the new place, right? So wifey was not happy, and I had no idea what my future was going to be like. And so they started complaining in 2017 because I managed, even though I was losing subs, like I managed to really get a diehard audience that were, I think, not so much like high school kids and younger, but people that were in college and had jobs. So they really kept me afloat all those years that were like just completely like subless. And
Right.
So I would do my act and scream and yell. And let's be honest with you, it's like if you see a shot from the point where I don't yell at somebody, it's like going to a NASCAR event and not seeing a bloody crash. You feel disappointed. So I got to yell. And then the neighbor complained. And I explained what I did. I brought him upstairs, showed him around, and he says, "Oh, okay." So we had like a time thing when I couldn't do this stuff and like that. And in the meantime, I spent like $1,000 trying to, soundproof that room. Like,
Right.
There's no such thing as soundproofing, by the way. I mean, Rusty's a musician; he knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's
It's
no.
a pain in the ass, yeah, and it
It doesn't
definitely
ever
costs
like
money.
even if you do it perfectly, it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So, but we didn't hear anything, so I started taking more chances. Like I'd go on Augie's stream, which is kind of huge for me if I can go on there. So, and it's really for me. And we had gotten like a string of complaints over the summer, and they were designed in a way to get us kicked the fuck out. Like they weren't like they never came to me. We hadn't gotten a complaint since 2017, and then towards the end of 2020, and I kind of went to my wife. I don't know. We might have to move because I can't make the money that I need to make. They need to be we're catering to the States, and my wife is mad, and I was surprised because she doesn't really get mad. She goes, "Fuck it, we're moving." And then we got really lucky. The first place we saw was this place, and now I can yell and scream as much as I like. So yeah,
Dude,
I
isn't
kinda
that a
catered to
great
my
thing?
audience.
It's like a whole new fucking world. You can do whatever you want. You could shoot a gun in your house, probably.
Yeah, if I wasn't in Germany, sure.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
actually,
Yeah, the first time I met Rusty, he was living in just a tiny, tiny apartment, and he was making music in there. How do you do that, Rusty, when you have so many neighbors all around you?
No, it was funny because
play drums.
luckily I was at the very end of this apartment complex, so I could turn my closet into like a vocal booth. But even then, I'm pretty sure that the sound could travel to my next door neighbor. And I was recording a song at the time called "Everyone I Don't Like Is Literally Hitler," and the chorus has a lot of me like dubbing my voiceover, screaming "Hitler." Hitler. And so when it's out of context, like, and you can't hear the music, which I'm hearing through my headphones as I'm recording, they're probably just hearing me like for probably 15 minutes in many different voices screaming Hitler.
Classic.
Could have been a movie plan.
Well, you're in Florida. What the fuck, right? Who cares?
Yeah, right. It's not too crazy.
Jesus Christ. Rusty, I
Wasn't
love
it
your
annoying
content.
when your neighbors would also be loud when you're trying to film videos all day?
Yeah, they're all heroin addicts by you. What do they care?
Oh well, no,
true.
literally, like the house I moved afterwards, they were fucking crackheads, and they were just be screaming nonstop. Well, they stole my bicycle, and then
Yeah, and they break into your house and look for a house party.
oh no, that was the house after. I've had a really poor string of living environments.
Are you cheap? I mean, you're like a million sub YouTuber. Why can't you get in some glitzy place?
Well, because you'd be surprised. I mean, I don't really get the views that a million plus sub YouTuber
Sure.
should get. So
Yeah.
it's not really like. I mean, I moved now. Like I finally bought a place after years, but yeah, I am cheap, and then also I just kind of like living downtown in the shitty.
I understand.
Yeah,
You should
near
move,
the
you
bars.
should move to
pretty
Europe.
much.
You should move to Europe. You'd be a lot happier here because like you get something cheap, and there's not heroin addicts everywhere. It's kind of nice. I got to be honest. I grew up outside.
But then
New York
if he
City.
wants heroin, where's he supposed to go?
That's I didn't think of that. I suppose you could drive to Frankfurt, but hey,
Yeah, give it 10 more years, and I'm sure I can probably buy heroin on any corner in Germany.
yeah. It's like no, we don't have the drug problem. I grew up. Part of the reason I joined the army because the more I stayed in my town in New Jersey, like all the townies like me that didn't go to college, like, they just we're like losing them one by one, like to heroin and really OxyContin at the time.
True.
And I realized I didn't know a world without hardcore drugs. Now, I'd tell you if I did. I've never even done cocaine or anything like that. But I've had friends die in due time, and I came to Germany, and I lived in a pretty bad place when my wife and I split up. But it was like nowhere near as bad as like suburbs New Jersey. Like
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
Dude,
we
you're
had like
talking about
one
heroin,
junkie
and
on the
that's
street.
That's one thing. Like, if I start seeing heroin ever catching on in Gainesville, I'm fucking
Oh, get out.
yeah, because that's the worst shit. Like those are a heroin addict is just gonna rob you. They're fucking sick out of their
Rusty,
mind.
it's not so
constantly.
bad. I mean, it feels pretty good.
Does it? Well, maybe.
Yeah, it feels great. I loved it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with doing what you love.
Yeah. As long as you're paying for it and you're not stealing from people, Like, I mean, I could do heroin all day.
If you're addicted to
I
oxy,
know a guy
and
that
you're a
claims he
billionaire,
did it.
Who cares?
I know a guy that claimed he told me he did it once, and which was hard to believe to begin with. But he said, and I said, "What did it feel like?" And he goes, "A warm blanket of love."
Yeah, that sounds like it.
That's how I feel when I hang out with Reactor.
Yeah, Reactor knows.
You know what they do in the movies?
I'll
Every
be your
time
heroine.
it's like a heroin movie, they always have the most cliche fucking line. Like
Yeah.
a guy hasn't done heroin yet, and another person's trying to convince him. He's like, "Well, what's it like?" And they always say, "Dude, it's better than sex." And it's like, okay, fucking.
It's got to be better than sex, though. I think that's.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
Yeah,
heroin.
because sex is
Yeah,
lame
it's-
as hell.
It's got to be
No, yeah,
better than sex, though.
It definitely is, because what it is it's like a cheat code. You know how when you cheat in a video game, the game gets boring
Yeah.
if you don't have that cheat anymore, and it's like you already did everything now. Well, it's chemical happiness. So you
I
basically
guess
put in
so.
your brain, and that's how your body then finds the easiest way to be happy. So it's like, just keep giving me that shit.
Yeah, but
Guys,
that's
we have
basically
some
what it
breaking news.
What's that?
Breaking news. I'm glad that Reactor and Tommy are here. Grade A Under A is back.
yes, he is. As I heard that
yeah, yeah.
before my stream. Yeah.
New video tomorrow. Reactor, are you going to react to it?
No. I told him. I told him I wouldn't.
Oh, he asked you beforehand?
If he could post it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you collab with him on this video, or are we going to see you in it?
That would be awesome.
No, I made him pay me, and then he could post it.
Oh,
And I
that's
wouldn't do
too bad.
anything. So
Great
I'm
A
not gonna-
kinda was like doing that same thing that Leafy was, where he'd leave for a while. But I think he said because he was having like crippling depression and anxiety.
I talked to Grade once on a Skype call in late 2016. He's still very close with Leafy, from what I understand. And that's basically what I heard. And when he came back for the third time, like I guess the beginning of 2020, because everybody was saying like, "Oh my God, it's 2016, Leafy back's Grade back." Yeah, I think he does have some like legit. He's not he's not what I would call like a fame whore. You know, I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like,
I mean, he doesn't even really show
yeah, he
his
doesn't
face.
like. Yeah, so yeah, I generally, I'll be honest with you, I'll probably get canceled for this, but everybody tells me they're depressed. I'm like, yeah, sure. So am I. But you know, I think his stuff is like really legit, and there was something with his skin as well too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, he's not white.
Yeah,
I
he's
did
like
get to
a
talk to him once
Pakistani or something.
I know you. I don't know. I don't know if Reactor hates him, but I know Monkey. You're not a big fan of Grade, are you? I always want to talk to you.
No, I don't like comedians who just scream really loud to be funny.
You don't think
it's
you
so
don't think there's
disappointing when somebody would use that as a crutch.
You think that was a crutch with him? You didn't think? You didn't think he said funny
I'm
things?
talking about myself, I think.
Yeah, you're really funny. You kidding me? Oh man, no, I was always surprised he didn't like. I mean, I can understand like, you know, Grades kind of drama whoring and stuff like that, and people not like. I don't care if people do.
Yeah,
that,
it did seem like he was kind of on his high horse for a little
He
bit
was
there.
bullying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for a
I
long
think he
time.
made the mistake that all the commentators make eventually is they start thinking they're fucking. Oh my god, I'm like Mr. fucking Rogers. I got to tell everybody how to live.
This
My
12
thing is,
YouTube
if one of my friends will get involved in YouTube drama, I almost blindly just take their side. So the only hatred I have for Grade is that I was Team Reactor the whole time.
Oh,
he was
okay.
bullying me for all.
I didn't. I honestly.
He was bullying Reactor. That is
Yeah.
true.
and I didn't even do anything.
Reactor had him in his palm, the palm of his hand the entire time. And I wish I knew Chris back then, because actually that's how me and you met. Mumpke was the whole thing. Somebody took your channel down after that brilliant video, one of your best videos, if not the best video you ever made.
Yeah.
was the one around Reactor, and I remember when I saw that, I was like, how did I miss this? I mean, I'm close with Colossal's Crazy. I don't think he knew anything about it. I think I had to show Colossal the video. And I think he would have been a lot more depressed if fucking.
Have we explained the whole Reactor, Mumpke, and Grade drama on the show before? I forget.
We haven't on this show, but I just assumed everybody already knew.
Yeah, I imagine everybody. God, that's just so legendary.
And it's kind of long to explain.
Yeah.
Reactor
Basically-
trolled the ever living shit out of Grade when he was at his absolute height. And
I had 12 subs.
Mumpke put a spotlight on it. Yeah, that's really.
I'm sure
what
the
it was.
video is up on YouTube if somebody wants to go
it's
watch
there.
it. Just go find the re-upload.
He trolled him. So I don't think Grade was ever aware you trolled him, even when Mumpke's video came out. I think he probably is aware now. I'd say he
did.
found out. What do you guys? When did that come out? 2018, 2018, something like that.
2017, the video came out. I did it.
Well, have
Something
you seen
tells
this-
me he didn't find out for a year after that.
Is that this thing like? Is that an inflated ego thing where it's? I don't know. Maybe you kind of drive yourself crazy if you're in a drama atmosphere or commentary and you think everyone's coming after you. You don't know who's who or who's talking to who, who's
I
collabing
think
with
it's
who
more-
against you.
Yeah.
Considering I crashed and burned with the same kind of thing, it's more like you don't think anybody can stop you. Like if you have like 100 victories in a row, right? And I was having drama.
Number one victory royale.
If you have like, I was having victories over like mainstream reporters when I was doing hockey, right? You start thinking, I could take this million sub YouTuber down, yeah. And I think that's kind of maybe the dopamine that he was on at the time, that where he could felt that he could destroy anybody with one video, you know, because he had destroyed 2-3 people before that. Legitimately, I would add too. You know, if it's one thing to go out and set out and like, all right, I'm going to destroy and ruin this guy's life. It's another thing to make a beautiful picture, point out the hypocrisy, and make it entertaining, and the chips fall where they are, where they
Right.
do. You know, I mean, I think that's the. I think that's what gets a lot of people in trouble is targeting. And I'm not talking about targeted harassment. I'm talking about targeting in the manner where it's not organic, where it's like I just had an issue with Elvis the Alien, right? So I didn't target him like, oh, I'm going out, I'm gonna get Elvis the Alien right here. I think, no, you're full of shit, guy, and you said something different then. And it was, I think it went over a lot better than it would have.
Now, is
any other
there
way.
like way too many? I like what, or is it commentary drama? Like the kind of got you videos. It seems like there's way too many of them out now. Where every person,
I
they
think
start
that-
their channel
that
and they're like a
particular-
12-year-old kid and they're just
That
going after
particular
the drama.
genre is dead. I really don't think and the only people that they're almost localized, like in tiny communities where people have anywhere from 100 to 1,000 subs. Like the typical old school exposed video is gone and has been replaced with a documentary of sorts.
Oh my
You know, if you
god!
look
It's
at Nick's
fucking, how
videos
do you
on-
compete with hour-and-a-half long videos taking down Susie Lou? I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? I guess
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean,
Yeah,
I love him to
documentary
death.
on
I really do love Tro. I was gonna say I did make fun of him to his face. He knows I think it's ridiculous. Guy made a 5-hour video on Nick Avocado. Like, how the fuck like I do streams and people are like, oh my God, you did an hour video on such and such. Well, first of all, no. I talked to him in the first 20 minutes, took calls and joked around the rest of the time. But these guys, they make videos. They have to edit this shit. It's not stream of consciousness like now. So they gotta come up with some pretty good shit. 5 hours!
Are they
5
writing
hours
scripts?
on that fat bastard. It's amazing. It's a testament to who he is. By the way, his highest hit video of all time.
So okay,
Hey,
it worked.
Do they write
Yeah.
scripts or
Yeah,
are
it
they
works.
just talking to the mic?
It's something about the algorithm change. Yeah, a lot of people make so the old school exposed video that you would have saw from like No Fuckers or Kavos, they're done. You have to, if you want to have an impact, simply exposing somebody is not enough. You have to be entertaining or have good visuals now. It's kind of weird, and I don't like it. I'm not saying that for. I'm glad I'm not one of those YouTubers. I'd much rather be a streamer.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like it either. I mean, the amount of effort everyone's putting into just like transitions and
Sure.
graphics, and then having to do that for 5 hours or an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't care about anything enough to write more than maybe 20 minutes of a script trying to take it down or whatever. Then I'm like, fuck it, I'm bored.
Yeah. Well, it's different. Well, and if I have to, I think the guy everybody overlooks because he doesn't have all the subs. The guy everybody overlooks on changing the whole drama sphere. The most influential guy in the last 3 years is Nick Diorio, and I think that the way he did things is just being emulated, and you're not seeing the type of drama YouTubers. And a lot of people are coming up. And probably smartly so. Like, I'm staying away from drama. I want to do movie reviews, or I want to, judge music, or whatever. Because the commentary community is kind of small as far as people who have actual influence. You have Keemstar at the very tip top that really only deals with, YouTube royalty, and then you have the Bobaxes, the tipsters. The Nick Diorios, who's pretty much the catalyst of everyone.
If I
pretty
could
much
make a
covering the mid-tier.
recommendation, I don't really watch these documentaries about random YouTubers and stuff, but this guy, Jay Aubrey, I really like the videos he makes, and I feel
Yeah.
like he approaches each subject with not really very much bias. It's
No,
very
he's
to the point, and he gives the facts, and
he's a
I
total
don't feel like he's
cocksucker.
trying to influence me.
He's
in any
one of the
way.
biggest cocksuckers I've ever run into. It's
Is that good or bad?
No, he wasn't blowing me, but I have never met a phonier person. He literally will follow any trend.
I like that guy.
He's a good video maker, but you couldn't. He didn't have. He never. If he had an opinion in his life, he checked with somebody else first. You know what I mean?
Hey, he had a very nice opinion about me
What?
when it was not popular to do so.
Mumpy, dude. That's first of all. Even with your fucking drama, dude. Everybody loves you, man. You're crazy. I wish you would have talked to me during that whole time. Mumpy, you are a fucking legend. You're in like the goddamn Hall of Fame.
I think that's a little extreme.
I don't
but
think so.
appreciate it.
Because
No, man,
most,
you're-
I tell you something.
when you're
Those
on
guys
your
might
top-
have more subs than you, but nobody thinks they're more talented than you. None of them. Nobody as unique as Monkey Jones. You're one of the last true YouTubers. Fucking Willie Mack said so. So it's
Hey, what
true.
about
Yeah,
me?
Willie Mack's another good one.
Oh, but Willie Mack's really good. He's really talented. Willie Mack's just a funny guy. So I think he could do anything. And he's not an angry guy either. He can fuck you up with just going.
We had Willie Mack on Sodi, didn't we? We should get him again.
I'll get
Yeah, I
you
wasn't
Willie
there
Mack.
for that episode. Hey,
Yeah,
when I
you
met
should.
Willie in person, I'd never. Honestly, I was unfamiliar with him when he was on Sodi, and I hadn't seen him his videos at the time. And then I saw him at VidCon, and he's like, "Yeah, what's up, motherfucker? I was talking shit about you on your podcast." And I was like,
Willie's great. So yeah,
I'd like to meet him in person too.
Oh, he's fun. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I love Willie to death. I'm pretty tight with him as well. But yeah, there's a whole kind of spectrum. Jay Aubrey I consider him on NCO end, and I don't really have a lot of respect for him as his character. As far as his talent, nobody can deny it.
Blood sports, baby. Let's get him on here.
Oh,
Tommy C versus Jay Aubrey. Let's do it.
No. Don't worry about it. He knows. I'm telling the truth. He knows I'm telling the truth, and he never ever is. No, I mean, I've seen him be phony like 7,000 times. He's one of these virtue signaling like farmers, and I haven't really. I forget why I was mad at him, because I'm always mad at somebody. I forget why I was mad at him in the first place, but yeah, total fraud as a human being.
But don't you kind of have to pick a side and almost play a role a little bit in order to even be in this business? Because like if you're too reasonable and play devil's advocate, it's kind of hard to be motivated to make anything or try to take someone down, or like even if it's reasonable criticism.
That's why I don't have a ton of 1,000 subs. No, I've kind of I got in a real hot streak, I guess, in the old beta days, and maybe even after that. As far as like, I have a real knack again under YouTuber skins that never ever should respond to me. But I found that first of all, Nick came along, and he combined sort of my style with seriously good journalistic, integrity, and that really. Like, again, that kind of changed the field. So I decided that, no, I'm not going to get in a fight. Like, you're going to have to actually piss me off now. And the best, like, I guess they say on my show, like, angry C is the best C. So if I'm pissed off, I might jump it up a little for entertainment's sake. But if you fake it, people will see it. And it's not as fun to execute. So, no, I might, like, if I don't have any fucking drama, then I'm going to do the best I can to make people laugh, or do radio gimmick shows like Love Phones or Trivia or whatever I can think, like little raids and stuff like that. I stream 4 times a week. When I'm going to be there. Something's going to happen. Keemstar might show up. Mudahar might show up. You never know. And that's before there's any drama. So I think in 2000, I think when I saw Sky Does Minecraft, when I saw him kind of getting eaten up, I think, emotionally by what was happening with KSI back at the end of 2017. I that was like totally unnecessary, that whole thing. And I understand like KSI, they were, it started off playful, but it got ugly, and they're bringing people's kids. And
is that something easy to explain? Because I'm unfamiliar with.
That was an awful one. That's a big time. But I remember saying, I am through just looking for somebody to fucking fuck with or find some kind of phony. It makes me as phony as they are. So I'm not doing that. So I try to let it happen organically. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing with me. It'll fall in your lap. All you got to do is hang out in the right circles.
Right. Yeah, true.
You got to expect it to get cold and deal with it. And then, like, rely on your talents, I mean, I think I would be better off if I was talented as fucking you, or funny as Mumpke, or like as clever as Chris. I'd probably be a lot bigger. But I trust myself where I can get it going. My fan base is just like crazy.
Hey, at least you have a work ethic. You're streaming 4 times a week. How often do any of us do anything?
See, that's all you need, my military part. That everything. I have a team. I work with them. I yell at them, and I have time, and that's kind of kept me sane. And I have like a whole system. Whereas you guys I'm more traditional artists. I don't consider myself an artist,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely a skill to be able to. I mean, how long are you streaming for?
Since I moved, like almost like hour and a half now. I just do 1 hour, just to get. Because I don't consider I do shows. Mm-hmm. Streaming is just turning it on, and bullshitting. Shows are like I always, because I'm a boomer, so I looked at the internet like this is TV, and you can see I have an intro, a beginning, an end, an outro song. A lot of, you don't have to do that anymore. You can look at, XQC or something. He just flips the shit on and talks shit. Or just acts like himself. And he can, make a lot of money that way and entertain a lot of people that way.
Yeah, it kind of like, it's a little soul crushing because, I mean, I'm a little older too, and not as old as you, but like growing up, it's like, you wanted to make everything like what the content that you consumed was before.
Exactly.
And so, you're thinking like high production, make this a show, have proper pacing. And then it's like someone can just stream for 6 hours and say nothing for 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And it's very successful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of those guys, I think I like to think I do a show, and I think there's musicians have certain types of talents, and guys like Mumpkies, satirical comedians have certain kind of talents, and it's definitely stuff Chris does as well. I think there's a talent for streaming and different kinds of streaming, and Shroud barely talks when he does his streams, but his gameplay is mesmerizing, and XQC. I mean, I don't think he's the brightest bulb in the batch or anything, but there is something. He has no filter, and it's really, really refreshing and difficult to do on a platform like Twitch. So yeah, I think there's a knack for this shit. People just have a knack for it, And I've been really fortunate. I've got to meet like ridiculously talented people, and that's the fun part for me. I Colby Carson came on before he really like blew up mega, and I know he's fucking going through some shit right now, and I don't have a relationship with him. I wish I could talk to him, but
are we allowed to say that his controversy is bullshit, or will we get canceled for saying that?
Here's I'll tell you exactly. Among adults, no. Among the kids, maybe.
Okay, good.
That's what I can say, because I said it was bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Yeah,
What is it?
bullshit.
Can we say?
It's utter bullshit.
Yeah,
What's that, Reactor?
Can we say what it is?
Oh yeah, he's 19 and he was sexting with a 17-year-old.
Yeah, so this is something that would be very normal like 10 years ago.
It's normal today. Go to any high school. It's the same fucking
that's
shit.
what Nick says. Yeah, Nick says they had a problem with the sex thing. But here's the thing: if you take a picture of your dick at 17, it's fucking weaponized child porn. You can't do it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It's
You can't do
illegal
it.
to
I mean, you can't really
But
do
still,
it.
it's none of our fucking business if some 19-year-old has a 17-year-old girlfriend. Why do we care?
I don't.
Yeah. No adult should give a shit.
Yeah, but that's like the piranha-ness of YouTube. I mean, he's a big monolith that they can take down with something.
Sure.
And,
He's a sexual predator.
usually it usually gets on the side of everyone who's never. I don't know. This might be a bad.
Well,
take.
on the same note, do you guys know about the Game Grumps bullshit from last week?
Oh, well, that guy's off the hook, I think, right?
What happened?
No,
He's-
he's off the hook because there's a subreddit called Rant Grumps where they just post bullshit about the Game Grumps to try to cause controversy. And this girl's like, I was groomed by Dan Avidan, and now everybody's calling him a pedophile. He had sex with a 22-year-old woman, and they're calling him a pedophile.
Yeah,
Are you
this is crazy.
fucking kidding me?
That happens a lot with. That's something I will see with like older people, like someone say 30. If you have a girlfriend who's like 21, they're gonna call you like a fucking cradle robber or a pedophile. It's like the person's fucking 21. They're allowed to drink. That's a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and at 18, but maybe the times are changing, and they're gonna have to raise the age of what a legal adult is to something like 25 to keep up
That's
with the
ridiculous.
infantile.
I mean,
use.
There's
I'm sure
no
they
fucking way.
And then we never get the agency, and no one's responsible for what they did. There's a real difference between statutory rape, which, by the way, is consensual. The people that know it sounds weird. Statutory rape is consensual, and pedophilia. It's like it's not even the same game. It's not the same ballpark. It's not the same fucking universe. Yet that term is like thrown out so loosely. When I was a kid, like if you were like 25 years old sleeping with a 17-year-old, you were a scumbag. You were a piece of shit. They might try to call the cops. Nobody called you a pedophile. I mean, it would have been outrageous. It's you're just kind of a low life. Never went to college.
Well, but Dan Avidan, he's a fucking rock star. Is he not allowed to fuck his groupies?
Yes,
We're not
certainly.
allowed to fuck our 22-year-old fans anymore? Is that what I'm trying to... Is that what they want me to take away from this?
I was born in the 70s.
What about the elderly?
So it seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah. Like,
So-
I'm sorry that all the 16-year-olds on Twitter are fucking jealous that Dan's getting laid, but he's famous. He's allowed to fuck his fans.
No,
it's not a power imbalance when she's 22. Get fucked.
But I think what we're experiencing now is this is the pedo panic. This is kind of the satanic panic, except a lot worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that. I clearly remember the satanic panic. I remember.
I don't think it's a panic.
My
I think it's
mom
just so-
throwing my fucking Dungeons and Dragons dice out, which is a good thing because I probably got laid a lot sooner than I would have done that. But yeah, like there was a real feeling like with Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne, which is. Boy, God, you look at his stuff. He's pretty tame.
Yeah, you look at him now.
like I used to hear that Ozzy was the worst. I remember thinking, boy, rappers are 10 times worse than Ozzy Osbourne. It's just typical rock and roll. But there was an atmosphere around that, and then people really didn't find out until like the 2000s that all that was a bunch of horse shit. Like there was no fucking ritual murders going on. I think the closest thing they got to evidence of ritual murders might have been the Son of Sam stuff, but they weren't able to prove anything. And David Berkowitz went to jail. He hinted that he was a part of a cult, and then said he wasn't. And that's the end of that, Jack.
Yeah, he was just a schizophrenic retard. In his fucking house.
Pretty much. Well, now he's religious.
You know, it's a little different though with the pedophilia aspect because fucking Epstein kind of just blew the lid off and showed that there's
there
shitload
is
of pedophiles
that
everywhere.
And then who's the one in England?
Jimmy Savile.
Jimmy Savile. So you had two of those things.
But they were targeting actual children. These are adult fans of adult YouTubers having sex.
But so is that the cause? Like because of actual pedophilia is happening, then people don't really know. You know, they want to draw a line between like a fucking 12-year-old and a 19 or a 22-year-old. I think people just see like a 22-year-old as still a child now.
Well, only if it's a woman. All women are children.
If a woman is mentally disabled, it's still statutory rape if you sleep with her.
Oh yeah,
what if you're mentally disabled?
I don't have a problem with that.
What if she has autism? Can I still fuck?
The chick who said that she was being groomed is obviously mentally disabled, which means that it is illegal.
And just to clarify for the audience, because they're probably going to try to call me out, Dan grooming this girl when she was underage, evidently the truth is, like, on her 17th birthday, she messaged him and said, "Hey, it's my birthday," and he said, "Happy birthday," and then didn't speak to her again for years. So don't even try that shit.
Do you imagine of all the happy birthday messages I've sent, right? and maybe I've sent one through Discord, like, to a 15-year-old kid. I don't know. They'll say, "It's your birthday. Can you say happy birthday?" Yeah, happy birthday. And imagine my wife dies in a horrible car wreck or something like that. And I'm feeling really lonely. I said, you know what? I'm going to use my celebrity to bang a girl. And this girl's like 22, and we date for a while, and she breaks up. And then she turns around and says I groomed her, and she's got a happy birthday from 2018.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. That's nuts.
I know, it's just nuts. I think we're in the and the Satanic Panic was tied up in pedophilia as well. So, are there people out there doing that? Sure. I mean, is it somewhat organized? I often wonder with like Jimmy Savile and even Epstein for that matter. There's because what they did was so horrible. I do wonder if there's a lot of misconceptions, even though like when somebody's such a monster, it just kind of it's just in human nature to make the story bigger and badder and more.
Well, with Jimmy Savile, they said that he had like basements where he would hold like actual satanic rituals.
Yeah, see, I think it's horseshit. That's probably horseshit. But I did hear he had a key to an orphanage, and I think that's
fucking weird.
You know, yeah, I understood. He started a charity, from what I understand, right? And it was like a girls' home for like girls who were out of control, and apparently just go in, unlock the door, and rape them.
Yeah,
I think that's verified.
I wouldn't doubt it. Jimmy Savile's, he's not really known in America.
Yeah,
did you ask who Reactor?
Yeah, who's he?
Yeah, he was like a famous broadcaster and like kind of like a Bill Cosby type. Like he was in a lot of shows. He did a lot of children's television. He was just a huge media celebrity. And then when he died, I forget how long ago this was. Maybe 2000.
About a year or two. I was in Ireland when I heard it was 2014. Yeah.
Then everyone came out and were saying like this guy was actually a fucking monstrous pedophile, and the reason why no one said anything before, besides say was it Johnny Rotten kind of called him out on a TV show,
and he just kind of hinted at it because he wasn't sure at the time, but he had heard enough stuff. He was doing they asked him, he was writing a book or doing a project, and it was like people I'd like to have killed, and the reporter asked him, "Who would you like to have killed?" He said something to the effect of, "Jimmy Savile. Why? You know why. We all know why." Or something. I'm really paraphrasing here.
Right,
and then I think he was kicked off the BBC for years after he said that. If I'm not mistaken,
because I think it might also have been his words, but it was one of those things where like Jimmy Savile was so powerful that he could kind of say what stories are allowed to run, and everyone over there is just too much of a pussy to like to challenge him on it. Or maybe they couldn't. Maybe it was like NDAs, or they all do fucking weird shit themselves that could get exposed. Who knows?
It took 35 fucking years. When was that recorded? Like 1980, 82? It took
Right.
like 35 fucking years for that to see the light of day. So they do. I mean, obviously Johnny Rotten knew something. Yeah. But I'm sure he wasn't an insider like a lot of those jackasses at the BBC.
Oh, hey, let's talk about the UFOs.
UFO.
Well, you don't want to talk about pedophiles for 20 more minutes?
Not really.
Okay, yeah. What's the UFO story?
What is it? The director of national intelligence, John Radcliffe, did a bunch of interviews and basically said that there's a report coming out explaining UFOs, or there's going to be more information about UFOs.
Awesome.
Now,
Last year they released those two UFO videos with the Air Force pilots, recording these things flying.
is there any reason why they would be releasing any of this besides like statute of limitations ending? But is there like any profit in it?
No, the reason is
how, like NASA will always do like, oh, we got a big announcement. This is gonna fucking change the game. We just learned something crazy, and then it's like they found another ice crystal on Mars or some shit.
The Galactic Federation is actually at like visiting Earth already, and they want. Was it Trump actually wanted to announce their existence and that they're here, but they don't think we're ready yet. So
Trump didn't think we're ready yet, or they don't think we're ready yet?
The Federation said no.
The Federation said no.
Here's what I
mind
think's
shock
happening.
people.
If there ever is going to be like contact, and they're waiting, like UFOs are waiting and aliens are waiting to make contact and announce themselves, they're probably also the ones that are orchestrating all this nonsense where we're just constantly swept up in petty drama and writing about like random bullshit and then forgetting about it a week later. So they
Like
know
the
that
princess?
the second aliens
No,
do
wait,
it.
Duchess. Like the Duchess.
Hey,
and
do
Oprah?
chimpanzees know that humans aren't chimpanzees? Can they tell?
Oh yeah, like they might, or I see like they're already here. But yeah, once they say, "Hey, we're aliens, we're here," everyone's gonna go, "What the fuck?" And then 2 weeks later, it's gonna be right back to the queen.
Right back
Hey,
to stupid
think
shit.
about this. Hey, when you're hunting with decoy ducks, the ducks aren't smart enough to know that those decoys aren't real, right? So if you make yourself look like a decoy duck, the duck will think you're a duck, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with aliens. They could have they could all be laughing at how shitty their disguises are, but the humans are so dumb they can't even tell.
Yeah, because we can't see their fourth dimension, so we just see a very realistic looking human, and they see like a block of wood.
To them,
They look at us like when when these people go into Africa and they film like documentaries and shit. That's how they see us. Look at the lion; he's so majestic as he's eating the gazelle. I really don't think that the United Kingdom. I used to be really in the paranormal. The United Kingdom, apparently, I mean, this conspiracy theorists will tell you they didn't release all their UFO files until 2010, and I think Spain was either before or followed after. So I think you're onto something, Rusty. I think it's going to be the type of thing, and none of these countries said they had contact, but they're pretty sure they. But it's like they're pretty sure it's from outer space, but they have no like. Hey, I'm Jim from New Jersey. Well, I'm Imalak from the planet Stridor. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But I think what happened is they've had enough contact to say like, look, there's something here. But it's just like, has any of these documentary filmmakers ever tried to strike up a fucking conversation with a gazelle or a cheetah? No.
Exactly.
So they're not going to talk to us either.
Ants.
So I think they have evidence.
Well, no, there was that one lady who was like working with dolphins for a while, trying to, bridge the gap between their language and ours, and then she ended up having a sexual relationship with the dolphin for a few years.
What?
I thought that was the monkey lady. Didn't somebody
I don't know. Jane
Sigourney
Goodall?
Weaver over that?
Yeah. Mumpkin knows about that.
That was me and Reactor's mom.
Who killed Snowden? Gorilla
Hey,
Smith.
no. Hey,
Who was that?
think of it like
Is that
this.
Jane Goodall? Oh, wait a minute. She's still alive.
Hey,
Yeah, Jane
history
Goodall is still
repeats
alive.
itself.
She's one of the 2 people I follow on Twitter.
Great.
Just in case.
Jane Goodall and Steve Harvey, the only 2.
Steve Harvey's a good pick. He's a great man. Absolutely. Jane Goodall. I found a really funny Jane Goodall story about. Oh, actually, no, I didn't find it. I saw. Well, I don't want to take Dankula's content. I want to go watch. Go
Was
watch the
Jane Goodall
champion.
the one? Was she the one that was like doing a lot of press shit with the monkey Coco, the gorilla that supposedly knew sign language?
Yeah, that was
And
horseshit.
That was so fucking horseshit. They're trying
Yeah, I
to
know.
make this gorilla like
Yeah.
it learns sign language and it's warning us about the dangers
Yeah.
of global
Climate
warming and
change.
shit and deforestation. It's like you taught the ape how to do that.
Yes.
Rusty, I saw on Reddit that when Robin Williams died, Coco the gorilla did the sign language for sad, so that means he's intelligent. Hello.
Did they know each other?
Yeah, they met.
When humans are exploring the world and they come across an island inhabited by monkeys or chimps or even gorillas, do they say, "Oh man, this island's already inhabited," or do they say, "Oh look, an uninhabited island"?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they said about Australia.
Who is the,
There were
I
people
remember her
living
name.
there, too.
Who's the deaf, dumb, and blind girl that's smarter than everybody?
Helen
The Mirror
Keller.
Board. Okay, Helen Keller.
I think that's
Coco-
bullshit, too.
See, here's the thing. Yeah, so do I. Coco
faking?
is the
You think
modern
Helen Keller was
Helen Keller.
bullshit? What does
Oh,
that
to
mean?
the
I
bone.
wanna hear
Faking
Tommy's take
To the
on this.
bone. To the bone. I'm stealing this from. I really do believe this, though. I've come to this. Because it's. I didn't believe it when. Did they do this to you? Because I know you guys like 10 years behind me. Like, did they do this shit to you? Did they ram Helen Keller down your fucking throat?
Yeah, Helen Keller was
Yeah,
she was
not really.
born blind, can't see, deaf,
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
She can't hear, and she can't speak because she can't hear.
Oh,
Did
she
you ever
learned how to
watch-
speak. I saw the movie.
How
Did you
the
watch
fuck
the
do you
Bill
learn
Clinton?
how to speak?
Whoa.
You're deaf.
Whoa.
Do you ever hear her speak? You ever hear her speak? It was like, "Ah!" You know, it was like
Hey,
fucking
sound
funny.
causes vibrations.
Wait, no, I never bought it. And I saw the guys in PKA, and that was his conspiracy theory. But I really felt it. It's like when I went to church, right? And I'm like, this is a bunch of horse shit. I don't feel a thing, and everybody else is like, I'm looking around, and like these people are feeling shit. Helen Keller, same thing. I think
Helen
it's
Keller is
and-
basically Jesus.
yes, and Coco is the 21st century Helen Keller.
You know what it all is? It's all like it's like those people who say, my 3-year-old just came up to me and said this, and
Yeah,
it's like a
sure,
message about like, oh, why is Donald Trump's foreign exchange policy not covering? And it's like your 3-year-old didn't fucking say that. You're just trying to make yourself seem important by attaching yourself to like some sort of miracle, a talking
They're
monkey
trying to
or-
make the point that they want to make so obvious that even my 3-year-old can see it.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
that's true. My son just asked me the other day, like, what good is NATO in the wall collapsed years ago? So what's good?
And
NATO
you said,
in a-
I have
in
no
a post-
fucking clue.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I told him. Yeah, I know. I can't wait till you guys have kids. There's this
Not going to happen.
there's this game out there, and I wanted you to talk about it. It's called the development game. When you have kids, what happens is everybody like says, "Oh, my kid did this first, and my kid did that first," and then you get to the point where the parents start lying, right? And they just make shit up.
My son
and then
tied his
everybody's like
shoes.
competing with each other over this, and pretty soon, this kid's like he's got his finger up his nose all day, and apparently he's solving big math problems in his own
That's
time.
a
He's
good
so
idea
fucking right.
for this
You know?
podcast. All 3 of us should have kids at the same time. It'll be a competition to see
It'd be
whose
a
kid
competition. I would
develops the
win.
best.
I would win. My
The
kid
audience
would be a
can
genius.
make bets on stuff like, oh, who's going to walk first? Oh, I think it'll be
Yeah.
Rusty's kid. Who's going to scam an entire organization? Oh, probably Reactor's kid.
Yeah, but it's this weird competition that mostly women are in it, but there are some guys that do it too. Yeah.
Whose kid do you think will do the knife game in full first?
Well, mine's gonna be a throwing knife expert, so
I'll let my kid play with a knife before you guys.
I think I don't think Rusty will have kids.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I think Reactor will probably get married late, probably in his late 30s, and I think you will definitely get married.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think Rusty. Rusty strikes me as like, I know how people live now. Rusty strikes me as bachelor. Okay, Mumkey, you're getting married, and you're probably gonna have kids.
Fuck no.
You sure? How do you?
God.
How do you know?
you're gonna get married to an illegal immigrant to help him get citizenship.
I'll get married to a 22-year-old so everybody can say I'm a pedophile.
How old are you now, Mumkey? Around.
25.
Yeah. I think you'll probably be married in next 5 to 7 years.
It just sounds expensive. Having
is.
a wife?
Yeah. And here's the best part. Like, odds are it's gonna break up. Yeah.
I gotta marry rich.
That's not a slight towards you. Like, look at the odds. The odds are your first
Yeah.
marriage is gonna fail.
Now,
It's a
Tommy,
good idea. I'll find a rich bitch and I'll get married and then I'll take her money.
And on this topic, and so you're married. Is this true? Happy wife equals happy life?
Yes. My wife's very, very German, and she doesn't express herself like us Americans. But I think it's like, wife don't give a fuck, you're in luck. That's the way my wife, she doesn't give a fuck what I do, as long as I do what she's expected of me. So I guess that's happy life, happy wife. Yeah, sure. I don't have to like run around and kiss her ass. But if she tells me to fucking clean up something, do something, mow the lawn,
you just smack her one, and now you don't have any neighbors that are gonna, come over and call the cops. They can't.
That's
hear
why
shit.
I don't want a wife.
No, my wife doesn't talk. She's not gabby. She doesn't have a lot of girlfriends. I guess she's made for me in that way. Whereas,
so all the domestic abuse will go under the rug.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to smack the bitch, to be honest with you. I mean,
Wow.
You don't want a bunch of like clucking chicken heads coming over and talking about perfume all night.
I hate that. I hate she's not. She'd rather read a book. You know what I mean? My wife's. You would never believe this because I'm a fucking idiot, but my wife's got like a 140 IQ, and she's like this high end fucking accountant over here. And she's obsessed with numbers in a weird kind of way.
Does she teach second grade math on YouTube?
No. She's like a controlling accountant in a big company over here.
Dude, having an accountant as a wife, that seems like that's a useful asset.
Oh, for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I live like a king, and it's just because I give all the money to her. So it's like I have a retirement plan or something that she already arranged. It's like she's like a taxes is like boom, boom, boom. She does the shit back and forth. So yeah, it's really nice. But so I tend to people. She wasn't interested in art. She wasn't interested. I mean, she likes music, but she's not like me, like where I really get taken by music. Right. She likes fucking Harry Potter.
She likes fucking puzzles. Harry Potter.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
God.
Yeah, no, it's
Satanist material.
Yes. And yeah, as long as you give her fantasy television and yeah, she's fine. She's a very quiet woman, and she loves her job. And then for some reason, she kept me around. I don't know.
Well, that's a beautiful note to close out the episode on.
Wife don't give a fuck. You're in luck.
Now, what are you promoting? I think we've done just about an hour. I mean, I don't mind.
We got to do questions. I got 4 questions.
Okay, let's do the questions.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
But let's. I want to hear what Tommy's up to. What do you have coming down the pike?
I'm pretty much doing the same old stuff. I'm doing. It's funny. Rusty said you want to do it. I mean, you guys know Howard Stern's my fucking guiding light. I'm doing that whole thing. I put out like sort of news videos if something actually interests me that's going on in internet culture. Occasional drama video, and occasionally I'll rip somebody's asshole. I do want to start a crime channel that has nothing to do with the Shot from the Point network. And I fix my arcade machines for fun. That's it.
That's fucking tight.
Yeah, it's fun. That's like my weird, like dumb, like hobbies are expensive, dude. I just dump money into this shit. Like
I've always wanted to take an arcade machine. It's mainly pinball. I don't know if that's a
pinball's awesome. Yeah, if we had a pinball, I'd take it apart with you. I want to learn everything.
Hey,
I think a lot what I've learned about like buttons and arcades would probably help me figure out the whole pinball thing too.
There's a place in Chicago, Stern Pinball. Have you heard of it?
Say it again?
Stern Pinball. Like they're one of the last pinball manufacturers left.
You also have one of the biggest arcades. I forget the name of it. In Chicago. Oh God.
I was gonna say one of the guy I know is like one of the last pinball game engineers. So he's like at the last company, and he was telling me that their garbage is full of parts, but he's not allowed to touch it.
Go pick them up. Galloping Ghost Arcade. Yeah, you can get a lot of pinball at arcades over there. That's just outside of Chicago, and the Pinball Hall of Fame's in Los Angeles. I think Jack Black went there. It was like first.
What about a dumpster diving YouTube channel? You think that would work? I think it would.
I think honestly, Reactor, if you put your mind to anything and focus and stay with it, you'd be
I'll probably do it.
You'd
Also, it'd be
amazing.
illegal though.
I like.
Doesn't
Oh, is it?
Anxiety Ward do dumpster diving videos?
Yeah, he was doing some for a little bit.
Well, it wouldn't be illegal if I fake it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get into these questions. From Rastabilly. Any of you have unsavory opinions on fluoride in the drinking water? Have we talked about this before?
I woke up out of like a deep sleep today, and I just always question, like, why is there fluoride in the water? I mean, and then they say, well,
I
it's
think
good
it
for your
tastes
teeth, but
pretty
I'm like,
good.
how did it get in the water? And
They
what
put
is
it there. They
But-
put it
but
there.
when?
It's
What
like
was,
it's
like,
like
what
putting
was the
toothpaste in the
event?
water. It's like putting toothpaste in the water because it helps your teeth. So if
Yeah,
you're
but like,
drinking
was there like
toothpaste all
some
day, you'd be
regulation that
healthy.
was passed or a bill you can look at, or I guess I really need to look back
Yeah, right.
into
Was
it.
it federal or why is it everywhere? And why
I
is
bet
it?
the people in Flint, Michigan wish they had fluoride in the water.
Just anything
maybe.
in their water
It
besides
is
what's in
toxic
it.
though. It is toxic, and you can taste the difference.
I think
it's
if you
toxic.
don't brush your teeth, you deserve what you get.
Well, no, I
Rusty.
think drinking toothpaste doesn't help your teeth.
Or like showering in toothpaste. Like,
Yeah,
what does that really do for your teeth?
The only thing fluoride would do when you ingest it is it's the main element in what is it, Prozac? It's an antidepressant. It makes you like
Cool.
docile.
Yeah, and I don't really know the parts or like how much is in the water, but what I honestly think did happen is there was some chemical company or some manufacturing company that made chemical by-waste, and they started regulating how you can get rid of it. You couldn't just dump it in a river like you used to be able
No,
to.
they put it there on purpose for our teeth.
Well, then what I'm saying, they probably said, all right, well, what can we possibly, we're making a lot of fluoride. What do
We got all,
what do
we got all this
possibly do with
toxic
this?
fluoride. What do we do with it? Well, it does make people stupid and calm them down.
Well, why
just
do
feed
you
it to
people
'em.
drink out of the sink? Go buy bottled water.
There's fluoride in everything. Coca-Cola has fluoride in it.
Oh.
Everything. If it's in the water, it's in everything.
They're keeping us docile. What's wrong with that?
Oh,
Yeah,
nothing.
That's true.
Nothing.
I mean, I used to
When
care
you-
a lot
when you-
more about it, but the more water I drink, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
when you
Yeah, the
own-
more
when you own
accustomed
pets,
to it
you
I've
don't want 'em being
become.
aggressive.
Why don't you cook it like you're survivalist? I mean, you do live in Florida.
yeah.
Just
I mean,
drink.
you could
I
drink
tried drinking
rain.
boiling water once, like after watching some of those outdoors videos, and that was a terrible idea.
It burn your mouth.
Yeah, too hot.
Yeah, so that's our okay. Let's go. The next one's from Baron. This is a question for all of you. What do you do in your homes if your homes were attacked by an army of skeletons?
Oh, I would join them. I think skeletons are among my favorite of the horror types of creatures. Like skeletons are cool.
you would attack
I'm
your
glad
home?
that there's a skeleton inside me right now, and I would hope that they can get all the meat off of my bones so that I can join the army.
The meat off your bones? I think I would leave my house.
Yeah, just leave.
The least favorite parts of me are the parts that you can see. I wish I was just the bones.
I got this ghost
will.
costume, so I'd
You
probably
will
put
be.
that on and see if we can, team up or something.
I feel such. You guys have all clever responses, and I'm sitting there, and
No, the
I'm-
response I think they want is like, oh, I would get a baseball bat and
that's what I was
try a
thinking. And you
chainsaw.
guys had it's exactly what I would do. That's the thing. I'm a moron. You guys are like smart artists, guys.
Cut your arm off and replace it with a chainsaw.
Exactly. I wish you could be that clever.
No,
you know?
that's what everyone would do. All right, the next one's from I'm a huge. Is Reactor
I know
still
that guy.
doing
Wait.
meditation?
That's not the full name, Reactor. Read
Does he
the
have a
whole
last
thing.
name?
I'm a huge
I'm
what?
a bundle of sticks, I guess.
Bundle of sticks?
It's foreign. It's I'm translating it.
Okay, weird name.
Fagay?
Yeah, Fagé. Fagé. Is Reactor still doing meditation? How has it been? Shill alert, if you want to get into meditation the proper way, go to wakingup.com. You only need the free trial. Well, he doesn't work for them, so I mean that doesn't seem shilly. But I don't really meditate normally. Like when I go to bed, I lay there and meditate till I fall asleep. If that counts. Or
Sit there with your eyes open, and
or it's
then-
like sometimes like when I'm
tired.
writing code, my brain just like shuts down and I go into like my subconscious and do math problems, and then it's weird. I don't know. I consider
Oh,
you
we
don't do
get
the
it. You're a
traditional-
fucking genius.
But you don't do
no,
the
I can-
traditional meditation? Because I thought you said a few episodes ago that you were actually getting into the breathing exercises and all that
No,
shit.
I have done
Astral
it.
projection.
I have done it, and when I'm laying in bed, I do.
What does it do for you? Is it like, should I look into it? Would it help me with all the
think-
fluoride in my mouth or what?
I haven't really figured out exactly what it all is, but my understanding is that meditation, for the most part, like the main focus is to like awaken yourself, because you're actually in autopilot 99% of the day. And it's
Definitely
about,
when I'm on this show.
yeah, it's about like being conscious about avoiding autopilot. That's kind of what it is. Being conscious in the moment, and having like.
Wait, so does that imply the average person does not have a sense of self and thinks like purposefully?
No.
Do most people just
What do you-
operate without using their brain at
Prozac
all?
does it.
Because I might be meditating all the fucking time. I can't stop
Like,
feeling
another
anxious
thing-
about what I'm doing.
Another thing I read is that fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, which is your like your intuition part of your brain, like where you like
The third eye.
the third eye. But it that sounds all like hippie and psychedelic, but really what it is it's where you weigh options and evaluate stuff. You know, like if this guy is wearing a ski mask in my house in the middle of the night, is he breaking into my house? You know?
So the more water you drink, the less likely you will think critically.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
And
thing
med-
I
and
only drink
meditation
Mountain Dew.
helps you. Yeah, I think
true?
there's like some like people eat fish oil to like decalcify it or something. I don't know how scientific it is, but that's what they all do. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that focusing on being mentally present at all times would benefit you.
Yeah. Don't ever take a few moments to go into autopilot and not be hyper aware of exactly what you're doing and the consequences of your actions and thoughts.
Yeah, you might
man,
break into the Capitol.
I don't think if I was there and the cops were holding the door open for me, I'd be like, "Oh, cool. We're going in."
Yeah. What about the video where the cops are trying to barricade the door and all the people form a giant wrecking ball together and they break it in and try to kill the cops? Would that be you too?
I wouldn't have done that.
What about Officer Sicknick? Would you have beat his head in with a fire hydrant?
Oh,
like they
that
did?
turned out to be
That
bullshit.
didn't happen.
That didn't happen. He
Yeah,
died at
it-
home. That thing
Yeah,
was, the New York Times took the
like
whole
a
thing
monkey
back.
spreading fake news.
He
Yeah.
died from the injuries he got
No, he
during
didn't.
the
No,
Capitol
he
riot.
didn't.
was like
No, he
two
didn't. They got him on the
suicides,
ground.
too.
No, he didn't. He looks like a heart attack because he went home and called and said, "Yeah, I'm a little roughed up," and then he just died. It's all horseshit. Check the New York Times. They took the whole story back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
oh,
Seth
oh, he
Rich
was
just
from
happened
he
to
was-
die too.
Seth Rich.
What's that? He was from New Brunswick. He was on the phone with his. Like I said, did everything go right? Yeah, I'm fine. And they burned him up real quick. New York Times took it back, not me.
Shit, I didn't even hear about that.
But
Yeah,
of course,
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, you didn't hear
And
about
it's
it
really
because they
sad
want the
because
story
he
to
was
be
ex-military like I was, and he's also from a town over from me, in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And I really felt I felt awful for that fucking guy. But you get guys in their 40s, man. Your number's up. Your number's up. And I think that's what happened to him. Poor guy.
Yeah, and I mean, dealing with that with low manpower, probably.
No, I don't
Might
think
have
that's what
helped.
happened. They got him in the ground so fucking quick. It was just like I don't think he wasn't all fucked up. That picture you see of that guy laying down.
Well, no,
like,
I mean,
it's not even
like,
him.
If you have a heart
He
attack,
went home that day. Apparently,
if I go to your house and then you start throwing soda pop at me,
Yeah.
and I leave, and then I have a heart attack, there's a chance that
it could have
that
been related.
incident-
No, it could have been related. No, in fairness, it could have been. But I don't know. But all I know, here's what I do know. I don't know the details. I don't want to spread fake news myself. Well, maybe I do, but I'll say I don't, so I sound virtue signal for everybody. The New York Times, it pulled this story. Poor office.
you also
the
have to-
grand total of people who Trump supporters that killed people has gone to 0.
Yeah. Hey, also you have to consider that, like, oh no, this cop was in a crazy situation. It's like that was his job. Cops go into crazy situations. If you're gonna have a heart attack from having a crazy situation,
Nobody gives a shit
shouldn't
when my
have been a
friends
cop.
got killed. Nobody gave a fuck about that. Oh, and fucking Reactor, you were in the military too.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a shit when we got killed.
Nobody cared about all the kids Reactor killed overseas.
well, I was lawfully ordered. So those files are sealed.
But those 10-year-old kids were begging for mercy, and you just shot them anyway.
Well, that was kind of what Reactor was talking about, like where he can just make his mind go blank and
He's a killing machine.
I'm doing math in my head, like projectile trajectory.
Well, adding up the number of
one
points
little,
you're getting.
3 little Indians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one,
question.
Last one is from Cool Guy. Says, can Rusty
Doubt
talk
it.
more about the process for his comic? The only videos I've ever seen on his channel are about his comic, and I thought it was pretty neat. Would love more content revolving around that. Yeah, he doesn't sound cool at all. He's a comic
Probably
nerd.
take a while. Yeah, another comic nerd asking what my process is. I mean, honestly, it's like I roll out of bed and instantly roll onto my couch to start work, sitting with my head hunched over an iPad, and then just slowly but surely trying to figure out how to draw things that I have no idea what they look like.
Mm-hmm. I always say anyone can draw anything. It just takes some people longer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think anyone could draw anything really well. It just
Not
yeah,
me.
it might,
I'm retarded.
It'll
Nope,
take,
not me.
If you had 2,000 years and one line at a time, you'd eventually figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you got an eraser.
I really doubt it. No, because I can't see anything, and no depth. I can never. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish I wish I'd actually practiced drawing before trying to do a comic book series, so I knew how to draw hands and vehicles or whatever.
So you did that whole comic book, like, I want to do a comic book, and just did it. You didn't really have any like background and other things that would have led you down that path.
No, I mean I dabbled in it, and like I used to draw a lot more, but music and YouTube kind of took the main focus, so I just
like your
never like
stories.
got the fundamentals down.
I like your stories because, like, I always feel like when I watch one of your videos, I could tell like what's exaggerated and what's not, and every so often I think I wrote you like a couple of years ago, like, this really happened, didn't it? And you wrote me back, of course that fucking happened. There's no way you can make that shit up.
No, that was the one that was about like my neighbor stealing my bike, and I was like, that was when people kept saying like.
No, the
that a
one
true
where
story?
you got in trouble in school where you broke into, because I did something like that, but we got away with it. When you
Oh,
broke
the
into
slushy machine?
Yeah, I knew that was true because it
Yeah,
sounded like slushy.
Too
they knew that was
ridiculous.
100% true. Too ridiculous not to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too pathetic and sad to not be true.
It's one of the greatest videos of all time.
If he was going to make something up, it would have been way, way cooler than that. Like, oh, I went to juvie because I stole a slushy machine, and then tried to return it a week later. Oh man, what a hardened criminal!
No, I really had to ham up the videos to just because I needed content,
Yeah, that story needed to be 3 separate videos.
That was, I didn't care. I could have watched that for a month. That was one of my favorites.
But yeah, I'm gonna make a video about the comic making process eventually. It's just like there's a lot of intricate steps. It'd be too long to explain now.
Oh, what's this?
Who's getting a phone call, Mr. Popular
I
over
got
there?
a phone call. I apologize. I didn't know I could get a ring.
It was the
like
alarm
that.
telling us we're supposed to end the show.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Well, Tommy, your Twitter got deleted and you just got a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They even told me they were going to turn it back on. They didn't.
Wait, what did you get deleted for? Or would you get?
Yeah, I got reported. Some hacker, some guy that hates my guts, just kept on reporting, acting like they were Epic Games and taking down my shit till they finally kind of got.
Oh, that's
got away
fucking
with it.
bullshit.
So,
Yeah, it's the same thing that they were trying to do to me, where they would file false DMCA's on any
Twitter
image
got
that you
taken
ever
down.
tweet out. So
Yeah.
I just deleted my entire tweet history.
Mine
and
goes.
now they can't do anything.
Yeah, now mine goes back. It sucks now because people. Like, I lost pictures of my kids, videos, funny stuff about Baited. Like, there's a whole history. Like, when drama got started because I said something and said it, I lost everything. It's like gone. It sucks. And now my new account, every 5 days, it goes automatically.
But
It
the
gets
bright
deleted.
side, of deleting your tweets is that you can keep reusing old jokes that no one remembers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Throw that one up there. It's been a year.
Yeah. I feel like my account's stronger now because I like my account was a little inflated because
Yeah. Like when you get
Baited, and I feel like it's a little stronger now.
True fans only?
Like, The worst part about it was missing contacts. Like if I wanted to get in touch with Mumpke or Rusty or something like that, and I hadn't talked to him in a couple months.
Yeah, we got to follow you
rely on-
back. You got to convince us to.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst, isn't it?
No, my DMs are open. I'll let anybody talk to me.
Yeah, you let everybody talk to you. See, would you check? Because everybody's. Oh, you probably got 20,000 crazy fucking kids.
Oh yeah,
You know.
that's. I didn't want to spoil, but one of the videos I'm doing in April is just going through all the dumb shit people DM
God, I
me,
can't
so that
wait.
people can see what it's like.
I can't wait. I can't.
Oh, man,
by the way,
I want to be in on that video because I got so much fucking like.
Oh, yeah, I have a whole list of
Hatred.
I have a whole list of people DMing me on all different social media platforms asking me for the lotto numbers.
Let's collab on the video because I already have Surfshark wants to sponsor it, so I'm going to make a pretty penny.
Hell yeah.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Twitter, Chris, you tell your brother to follow me back. I appreciate it. Thanks.
I don't think I can tell him to do anything.
At Yo Tommy C.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description to Tommy's Twitter
yeah.
and his YouTube account.
YouTube channel.
Tell
He
my
likes
brother to
streams.
follow me on Twitter.
I follow you.
No, I'm saying my brother. He doesn't.
Oh, fuck. I'm not going to get that follow after all. I was really
Yeah.
going to work you after the show.
Well, hey, everybody, go donate to our Patreon. You can ask us questions that we'll answer at the end of the next episode. And that's all I've got.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at not Chris Poole. Not Chris Poole. Yeah, that's it. Not Chris Poole. I have no followers, so I'm really like depressed about it.
Should be not Tim Pool.
Oh yeah, right. Just live in his shadow for the rest of my life. Not
I'm
happening.
just fucking with you, man.
Yeah, I know. It is a real problem I have to deal with.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah.
We all have disappointments in life. Mine's
Rusty,
one
wrap
big
up
one.
the show for the love of God.
I didn't know I was supposed to do it. All right. Well, listen, everybody. It's been a great show. Tommy, thank you for coming on.
Thank
we
you.
have the
I'm
links
totally
to all
honored,
the.
man. I had a blast. It really, you guys are great. I'm a fan of all of you.
Yeah, you got to come on again. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Definitely
believe
the
me.
hour and a half
Wait,
went by quick.
Did you announce your YouTube channel? Yeah, you did, right?
Tommy C's SFTP. You got you check.
There you
You
go.
put me out. You put Tommy C, you probably find me. If you like
if you
streams
care, go
and
look for 'em.
boomers being fucking assholes, I'm your guy.
Perfect.
I'm your guy.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.